pain. You hang in. You endure. Translating this word here, it's not just be patient because good is going to come your way. It is being patient with people who actually hurt you. But love, which is God's love, has at its core the desire to not get, but to give. A person who has Christian love, although they're being mistreated, will understand there's something missing in that person's life who's treating me this way. There's some weakness there. There's something wrong there. They need something that they do not have, and they seek to provide that need, which is only being met in a negative way. They'll stop beating on you, according to Romans, the 13th chapter. When you heap coals of fire on their head with kindness and love, then they learn a better way. It's patient. Somebody said, I don't deal with church people. They're all crazy. I would suggest you go and see what real love is. Real love makes you go get in the middle of a church and be involved with crazy people. Because love is indiscriminate. Remember now, the other kinds of love described by the other words, eros and whatnot, has to do with selecting certain objects of our love. I love you because you are my brother. I love you because you are fine and I'm looking for a wife. I love you because. But this kind of love, God's love, is indiscriminate. I love you not because of anything you can provide for me, but because you are a child of God who has great worth, and it is my job, everybody I connect with, to make their lives better. But there's some evil people. That's why I love when God makes it clear. When he means indiscriminately love, he means indiscriminately love. He even goes so far as to say, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Treat the ones who despitefully use you good. That's God's love. Now you might experience a love. I'm loving. I invite people to my house to eat. Are they always the same people? It might be love, but it might not be agape. The indiscriminate agape kind of love doesn't run from folks. But it believes that if God's brought them into my atmosphere, it's because there's some way I'm supposed to meet a need or help make them better. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is learning to enter situations and not think of yourself at all. And trust that God is taking care of me while I'm doing his business. Love is patient. Man, I could just stay there. Love is kind. Love speaks in nice tones. Love smiles. Love acts nice. Somebody said these are the last days. These are serious times. Be nice with your serious self. Be serious about your niceness. Make a reasoned decision that I'm going to be nice in the way I do it. By the way, you got to even learn to whip your children nice. Don't I find a way to bring whipping children in every sermon? Got to whip them nice. Not to scream and holler and act like you lost your mind because they lost theirs. Nice. Love is kind. It's nice. Love does nice things for people. Love comes to church and looks around for somebody who looks down. Reaches in the purse or in the wallet and pulls out a nice card or something that will help them out a little bit and lift them, because love is not okay sitting down trying to get my blessing. Love requires that I be a blesser, that I'm looking around for who's in need. Oh, they didn't elect me to serve in an office, but guess what? When I come to church, I don't have to be elected to be nice. I'm going to look around the church and find somebody who needs what I can give. If I got to give it during the welcome, that's when I'll give it. If I have to give it afterwards, that's when I'll give it. Or if I can't get to them, when I see their head drip low, I'm going to whisper a prayer and say, God, the lady in the blue dress, sitting over there with the weight of the world on her shoulders, lift that weight, speak to her, give her what she needs. And if I've got it, use me. Love, agape, is nice, it's patient, but it's more than that. It does not envy, doesn't hate on folks, mad because of their blessing, then try to make it spiritual. Does not envy, does not compare what I'm not comparing what I've got with what you've got. By the way, if you do that, you're always going to be a little bit disappointed. Always. But it doesn't envy. How come they always get the break? Why they get to sing? Why is he up there in that position? Why she? Why they? They know they can't afford that. Stop hating. Be grateful for their blessing. No, but Pastor, I know where they've come from. Well, if they're not there yet, give them credit for faking it until they make it. It's not boastful. It's not conceited. Does not act unseemly or improperly. Doesn't lose it. Doesn't go off on folks. Is not selfish. Looking for advantage in every encounter. Is not provoked. And by the way, this thing of selfishness is sometimes revealed in how easily we are offended. With a super inflated idea of who we are and the scheme or where we fit into the scheme of everybody else's life, the person who inflates who they are tends to think everybody's doing them wrong. When in reality, they might not be thinking about you at all. But the inflated ego, the pride-filled Lucifer spirit, connects everybody's action somehow with them. In some way, there's some string that's attached to me. They did that because they were trying to get it. They don't know you. Never met you. But inflated idea of self. By the way, that's a spirit God hates because it's a reminder of Lucifer in heaven with an inflated idea of where he fit into the big scheme of things. Love is not provoked. In your Bible, it probably says easily provoked. Easily is an addition. It's not found in the oldest manuscript, suggesting that what that means is love does not lose its temper. It has nothing to do with easily provoked. Some people say, well, I don't get mad easily. True love doesn't lose it and does not keep a record of wrongs. Some people are bumping into opportunities because they're turned around looking at disappointments behind and can't see where God's leading because you're busy looking backwards trying to fix something that happened wrong way back then. She comes up and greets you this Sabbath. You cannot accept that greeting because a few years ago, you heard that she was talking about you. You didn't have to verify it, you just knew it was true. And so your perception of someone who is trying to greet you and be nice is, why is she talking to me now? Suggesting that we tend to walk around with a list that we pull out, remembering every wrong done, and we live life based on history. I would ask everybody to pause, stop, think about yourself. Why do you do the things you do? You don't even have an explanation for half of the things you do or the way you feel at any given time. There are days you're just irritable because you're irritable.